Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and jump on into the forecast. As always, I just wanted to give a quick little announcement. So with any of my forecasts and even any of my pick a cards, regardless of what the time says that it's for, if it plays out of synchronicity or if you're drawn to it and you click on it, let it play anyway, because regardless of what the time says, there's most likely a message you can get from it. So, for example, if you let this play out or any of my other forecasts, whatever month that you are in, whatever week that forecast is talking about can apply to the first, second, third, or fourth week of whatever month that you are currently in, regardless of what it says in the title. Same thing with any pick a card, regardless of when it says or even the title. If you're drawn to it, go ahead and pick a card. There's usually a message in it. So even though this is for March 2021, you can still come back to it. And if it plays out of synchronicity or if you are drawn to it, go ahead and let it play out. There's probably a message in there somewhere for it, for whatever week that you're currently in, regardless of what the title says the time is for. I'm going to be putting in the description below the timestamps for weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 so that you can go right to each week if you choose to. Like if weeks 1 passes and you're in week 2 or 3 or 4 and you want to go back and hear or know what week 1 was about, you can go right to the timestamp to go right to that week, or you can let it all play out just to either replenish or see how things played out for you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share my videos if you enjoy my content. And definitely start commenting more below in the readings and videos. Let me know your feedback. Let me know how it's vibing with you, how it's resonating with you, things like that. Check out my new mug. This is my new favorite mug. It says Witch's Brew. And I'm just waiting for my coffee to kind of cool off. Plus, I just like the aroma. It's aromatherapy for me. And got my little candle over here. So over here it smells like coffee, and then over here this candle smells like chocolate cake. So I'm just like, amazing. Okay, so let's jump on in. Today I'm working with Egyptian Tarot, and I'm also working with, this is, what's this, Soul's Journey Lessons cards, or I believe that's what this deck is called. I believe it's Soul's Journey Lessons card, or Soul's Lessons Journey cards. I forget the exact, I should have brought the box over here, but yeah, that's what I'm working with today. I'm really excited because I have a whole new stand with the ring light attached. I'm using the stand today. I gotta play around with the light and the microphone, but I feel like I'm getting fancy with my setup. All right. Sorry, I'm in a good mood. No, wait, I don't say sorry. I don't apologize. I'm in a good mood. Okay, March. What is the universal messages for the collective? Messages that are going to resonate with anyone and everyone who sees this. Whenever you see it, regardless of time, may something resonate with you. Truth or told. Asking about weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 of March 21. But may that energy or message carry over for anyone and everyone who sees this whenever they see it. Truth be told. A universal message for the collective. Truth be told. Okay, and on the bottom, I have here the Knight of Wands. So overall, the overall message of March is giving me an energy of there's a need to put things into motion, to put things into action. This is a time of expressing and using your creativity. It's also a time of manifestation. We're moving into the spring season, at least where I am geographically. But March, it's also the month 3 in the calendar year. And the number 3 in numerology is is the number of manifestation. It is a number of law of attraction. It is a number of creation, even that of community, even that of being social. So the 9th of March is a time to really get things moving, to start taking action towards change, to start getting out and about and being social. It's a time of really just forward progression. So definitely March is a time of like coming out of the bubble, coming out of the shell, and starting to really put things into motion. And also, you know, I just heard them say, don't be afraid to shine. So March is a time to really let your unique energy, your charisma, your creativity to shine through. And if you feel like you're not somebody who's got charisma or creative energy or just like anything like that, then it's a time to maybe surround yourself or allow yourself to feel more comfortable with people that have that energy or perspective, because then you can feed off of it. Before I get into, I'm just finishing up the general messages before I get into each week. But let's see what else comes through. Overall messages for the collective for weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 of March 2021. Truth be told. Okay, and we have freedom on the bottom. So the affirmation with this for March 2021 is, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. This goes along with the 9 of Wands that I was talking about, with the number 3 for March, the month 3 in the calendar year, being about putting things into motion, creativity. So only you can create your happiness. Nobody can make you happy if you're not already happy. Happiness comes from within. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a conscious decision to upkeep and maintain every day. And of course, that comes with a level of healing. It comes with a level of release and freedom from the negative vibrations, whether that's things from the narrative that you tell yourself, or whether that's from experiences that you're shedding away from the past. But I'm definitely getting this energy of like a butterfly coming out of cocoon. And the number 3 is like breaking out and breaking through for March, of freeing yourself, taking back your power, or at least taking the steps, the baby steps if need be, to understand that you create your own happiness. And maybe you need to recite that affirmation for every day for the month of March as a mantra. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Take your power back, create your happiness. It's time. That's what the energy of March is about. Taking action, forward movement, getting things going, coming out your bubble, freeing yourself from the past, freeing yourself from negativity, freeing yourself from bondage, and creating your own happiness. Manifestation, law of attraction. Now, so that was the general messages. Let's go into week 1. So week 1, the transition feels a little bit awkward is the word coming, because for one thing, at least at the time that I'm currently filming this and then going into the first week of March, we're still in the vibration and energy of a post shadow from Mercury retrograde. And the first week of March, I am getting an energy of some of that grief or loss that is like residual. Is that the right word? Like right word, residual, I guess, remaining, kind of like the debris from the past is still kind of lingering around, because I do see the 3 of Swords for the first week of March. So many of us may still be doing some sort of grief work or forgiveness work, or working on overcoming past problems, past issues, past pain. And that change can feel really uncomfortable, because the change card came up for the first week of March, but it was reversed. So I really feel like a lot of people are kind of struggling with that change and that transition. And it's like growing pains or birthing pains. Like when you're giving birth to a child, symbolically and literally, like you're creating a new life, you're giving a birth to a new life, and it's really close to you, it's really personal, it's coming out of you. And even though it can be a great experience and it can lead to great rewards and can be very fulfilling, it still comes with moments of pain. And that's the energy I'm getting from it. The first week of March, we're still kind of experiencing some of those growing pains, those birthing pains of the new life we're creating, either literally or symbolically, depending upon what you're going through in your life. Some of you may actually be preparing to give birth to an actual child, or maybe you're preparing for your partner to give birth to an actual child. Some of you this may be your symbolic baby of a new life you're creating for yourself, a new project you're manifesting. That's what I'm getting for the first week of March. And the message here, the affirmation that you may want to use during the first week of March is change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So things are changing around you, whether it's by your choosing or not. Change is something that cannot be prevented. So all you can do is understand that growth is happening here. Growth is happening with or without you. So you can either get on board or you can struggle and try to fight it, but it's still happening. You know what I mean? It's also orange. So again, going with the vibration of sacral chakra energy. So the first week of March, you may want to focus on doing some balancing and healing work around your sacral chakra. And if you don't know what your sacral chakra is, you may want to take some time to kind of research it, what it does, and work on healing that. It's definitely an energy of tapping more so into confidence, or learning to tap into your confidence, your power, your creativity, your passions, your knowing your sexual power, knowing your worth, finding your purpose. That's and also they're talking about finding the purpose in the experiences you've been through, understanding what the lessons were there, what the purpose was, getting to kind of that understanding during the first week of March. The second week, I have the Queen of Pentacles, and well, I'll get to this in a moment. So the Queen of Pentacles is coming up for the second week of March. And this is the energy of just, the best way I can put it is being in your comfort zone, but stepping out of it at the same time is what they're saying, because there's a period of discomfort while you are wanting to get to a higher level of luxury, whatever luxury means to you, or freedom or prosperity or just comfort and security. And in order to get there, like, you do have to be in a few moments of stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of the norm, but it's still this energy of knowing that you will be able to create and make a way for yourself. A lot of you, a message for you the second week of March is that needing to know and understand that you can make anything or anywhere your home, or you can make anything or anywhere work for you and feel beautiful. Like, that's the kind of magic that's coming through of making what you've got work for you, whatever that means. And also stepping into more so being comfortable within your own skin. Also appreciating more of the blessings and beauty all around you. I do get the energy of nurturing vibes, whether that's you nurturing yourself, nurturing your environment, making it feel good, cleansing your space, nurturing those you care about, or cleansing taking space from those that are not worthy of your attention, so that you can have more of a nurturing environment. That is the vibe I'm getting for the second week of March. I am getting the energy of putting energy in nurturing relationships and projects and goals. I do feel that for some of you, for a lot of people, there's the energy of prosperity picking up. And if you don't see it exactly in the second week of March, it's manifesting, because regardless of what you're seeing literally, there's a call and a need for trust the second week of March. and trusting in the energy of where things are going in time, like the manifestations that will be manifesting throughout March, but in particular that you have been kind of putting into motion and going through the changes from the week prior. The second week is all about, you put it out there, now you've got to trust it. Now you've got to trust the divine timing that it's going to come whenever it's supposed to come. Now you got to trust the lessons. Now you got to trust in yourself and your wisdom. That's the energy I'm getting from all of that. So this affirmation for the second week of March is, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So maybe that's the affirmation you want to use for that week. Trusting that your inner voice, your intuition, your instincts are helping you to move in the direction that is needed, that need be, to show you what's worth nurturing and what's not. Working on trust issues for some of you is definitely something coming up, whether it's trusting yourself or trusting others. And it's purple for the third eye chakra. So again, you may want to do some healing and balancing work on the third eye chakra around the second week of March, and trusting your intuitive vision and trusting that the future, even though you may not see exactly how it's going to play out, that it's going to play out in a better way and in your highest good than maybe you even pictured or imagined or thought you wanted. Going into the third week of March, and quick manifestation tip, whatever I'm drinking, I always give it an intention. So sorry, I got off track because I was just really thinking about my manifestation when I was drinking it in. I won't share exactly what I'm manifesting this time, but that's just a little tip that you guys can do. Program whatever you're drinking with an intention, or maybe using ingredients that hold energy of things that you want to call in and manifest. Like, for example, cinnamon. Cinnamon is you can use that for love and prosperity and many other things. So anyway, I got off track. Going into the third week of March, this one is the Hermit. So the third week of March is all about introspection, going within. And you know, it's almost like all of the experiences, all of the memories are still there. And there's a reflective period taking place of maybe what was happening earlier in the month of March, or even from other time periods. But there's an energy of needing to trust your own journey and understand that you're on your own path and you're on your own time. So your journey is not going to look like somebody else's journey, but it's a time of you reflecting on how is your journey and your path working for you? What are you learning? What are you manifesting? Where are you trying to go? It's just whatever the questions, whatever the tough questions that you need to be asking yourself about why you're feeling what you're feeling, or what you're experiencing in your mindset and the narrative, and what you are or are not putting into action for, you know, whatever it is, that is coming up as well. They're also talking about the third week of March. You know, if you have to take space and take some alone time, then do that. You know, if you need some time to yourself, it's okay to take space away from people or social media or anything like that. Just kind of focusing on you. And there's also this energy of rebuilding up self-esteem the third week in March. The third week in March is about again, rebuilding self-esteem. So whether that is something that you're doing on your own through this introspection, through this asking yourself the tough questions, or maybe you're seeking therapy or counseling or getting a reading, whatever it is. So the third week of March is like getting in touch with you again. It's really about learning who you are, what makes you, what's triggering your insecurities, but at the same time, how can you now find the balance of learning the lessons from the experiences that created those insecurities, but now overcoming it and not continuing to live in those insecurities, if that makes sense, but working on your self-esteem, coming out of it, coming over it, overcoming it. And this could be like tapping back into your confidence when it comes to seeking or believing or allowing yourself to be in love, seeking and when I say that, that could be love for yourself, since there's a big message of self-esteem there, working on self-esteem. This could also be learning to have higher self-esteem in a relationship, whether that's romantic relationship or business or whatever kind of friendship, family, other partnerships out there. Stepping into that, working on your self-esteem and knowing that you can get things done, or knowing that you can create that business, or knowing that you can achieve or be chosen for that audition, whatever it is. Working on your self-esteem is really important for the third week of March. The affirmation you may want to use the third week in March is, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So I really feel this energy of understanding and knowing that your gifts are unique. And so what you have to offer yourself and the others in the world may be something totally different than what another person has to offer. So be true to you. It's also yellow for the solar plexus chakra. So you may want to do some work, some healing, some meditation on the solar plexus chakra for the third week of March. And it's also about, again, learning to listen to your gut. It's about, again, healing your self-esteem. It's also about your sense of willpower, what you will and will not accept, what you will and will not do, what action will you take to move forward, to make change, to handle things differently than before so that you can get different results from before, whatever it means to you. But it's about, again, moving forward. It's all about taking action. And even though that seems kind of like a contradiction to the message of the Hermit, which is about introspection, it's still a form of action. Resting and introspection and being in a place of calm and peace to reflect is still an important action of manifestation, because it's like the energy of resting to create. Sometimes you do have to rest to create. Sometimes you do have to rest for the motion, the energy within the universe that already has the momentum to do what it needs to do. It's an energy of surrender, letting go and surrender, and then, getting to know you. Because in order to make whatever it is you're trying to manifest or create come into being, you also have to have a huge amount of self-awareness. And that's where this Hermit and this introspection comes in, along with the self-esteem healing, the self-esteem work that is going on with the third week of March. The fourth week of March is, this is the message of justice. And so I hope you guys can see this image. I know the camera's further away than usual this time, but it's like they're looking into this lion's mouth, staring right into it. And it feels very powerful because, on one hand, it's like this powerful animal spirit or actual lion's energy, this medicine, this lion's energy can snap down on you at any moment. But it's almost like this lion in this image is just allowing it to happen. And this person is looking it in the mouth. So I say that to say, like, the fourth week of March, the energy I'm getting from it is, it's like you've already stared down so many of your fears. You've already kind of looked danger right in its face, right in its mouth. And there's a power and a vulnerability that is coming from it. It's almost like you've soaked in this strength and this power and this energy, or at least you need to. If for some of you don't feel like it, you need to be soaking in that power, that energy, and knowing your strength. Basically absorbing, tapping in to knowing who you are, what you have to offer, stepping into your confidence, and not giving your power away. Is there, the fourth week of March is really about no longer giving your power away, because there's this energy of justice at play. You know, what shall be will be, and the scales are going to even themselves out again. So the fourth week of March, certain situations are going to be handled, even though it may have been scary or seemed dangerous at certain times, and you looked it right in the face, right in the mouth at certain times, either literally or just symbolically, or dealt with it within. Things are going to start to, the scales are going to balance out again, and things will start to be handled in a fair way. Now, for some of you, if you actually are dealing with any sort of like contractual situation or agreements, or whether that's for a job, or whether that's for a marriage situation, or separation, or whether it's for something legal. Again, I can't actually speak on legal matters. I'm not a lawyer. Please seek legal guidance from somebody qualified. But this is usually an energy of somebody, of things coming back into balance, and the scales coming back to the balance and in fairness for you, or for whatever way that it's meant to. It may not always be for you, but you can kind of sense it for yourself, the direction it's gonna go. I definitely get this energy of like karmic patterns being overcome. There's a certain karmic pattern being overcome, and that's why this continued questioning and trying to understand what justice is and when is justice coming is at play in that question. You know, there is an energy that some of this may play out or be reflected in like certain things going on within the world and in the media and maybe in the news of what justice needs to be served and what certain causes. So if you are somebody who's more of an activist, the fourth week of March, I really feel you guys kind of just like, again, staring down the fears and just really going after what is right, what you feel is right, what you believe in. But at the same time, sometimes that road can feel a bit lonely, because the fourth week of March, I am seeing the message of loneliness. And so, you know, as these scales are coming back into the balance, as you are healing and overcome karmic patterns, as you are going after highly held beliefs, as you are committing to or breaking, some of you are committing to, and some of you are breaking contracts of some kind, it may feel like a lonely road. And so the message with that, the affirmation for the fourth week of March is, with the message of loneliness, is that I know that I am never alone. You are never alone, because you have your spirit team behind you. You have your ancestors, and a lot of you have people around you that are a support system that you are not really leaning on. And you just, whether you're choosing to handle it on your own or just refusing to see the help around you. So some of you may have, like, you, one way or the other, you're not alone, because you have your whole spirit team behind you. You have source on your side. So know that you're not alone on this journey at all. And also know that you're not the only one who's had certain struggles either. Everyone has their own stuff. You know what I mean? So know that you're not alone on the journey. And there is an energy of healing loneliness the fourth week of March happening as well, healing and overcoming it. And some of you may actually, you know, feel like you need to handle something on your own, or do it on your own, or remove yourself from a certain situation or person. And it may have its moments of loneliness, but it's going to be worth it at the end, because again, it's going to rebalance the scales for you in whatever way that means. It's a message, it's a blue card, so that is a throat chakra. So the fourth week of March is about, you may want to do some healing and work on your throat chakra, working on how you communicate, working on communicating in a clear and direct way. For some of you, if you have an overactive throat chakra, you may want to work on choosing your battles more wisely about when you're speaking up and when you are remaining silent. If you have an underactive throat chakra, some of you may need to work on, again, not being afraid to speak up, not being afraid to speak your truth, whatever that is. Just working on your communication, working on when and how you speak up. Whether that's outspoken literally or whether that is like written communication in documents or something. Just like being very clear, being very direct. And again, with it being the throat chakra connected to the Justice card, again, a lot of you may be dealing with handling some sort of contractual work or research or coming to agreements that need to be like in written terms, if that makes sense for a lot of you. Some of you, like I said, may be signing on to these commitments or contracts, and some of you, or opportunities, and some of you may actually be breaking them. But whatever it is for you, however it's working for you, it's all in the highest good, because it's gotten to a place where it's the only way for things to be handled in a certain level of fairness, if that makes sense. So that's what I see for you guys, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.